What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Y'all see the question on the title. How important is money? Um, but more importantly, how important is money to you? Because first of all, we know that different things mean different things to different people. Everybody's not going to view it from the same lens and have the same perspective on even a question like this. But I posed the question because I think about a conversation that I had one time. This was years ago, and a person was telling me that they would never want to have $1 billion. And when I asked them why, I was like, okay, why wouldn't you never want to have $1 billion? The first thing that was said was, well, I don't need that much money. There's not much that I have to do in my life. I only need just a little bit. I only need this, I only need that. That would just be too much money for me to have $1 billion. So the debate started because I came back and said, well, I think the problem is that when you think about the $1 billion, you are only thinking about you. So that's not good in off the rip. To have that kind of money, or even amount considerably lower than that. It could be 20 million, whatever, something that you may not have ever fathomed having in your lifetime. There's so much you can do with it to help other people. And that would be my first mindset, and a lot of other people that I know and that a lot of people that I don't know that I'm sure that just have that kind of heart or think like that, to say, well, I would never be able to spend all of this in my lifetime. So let me figure out ways to make this money be of a charitable use to other people. And I think that is part of why we are blessed and given certain things by the Creator. It's everything that you get is not just exclusively for you. Things that we receive and things even that we work for and earn, when you get to that point, the thought should always be how I can help somebody else. Now, not to a fault, not to where you just a fool and just, you know, giving away your money to the detriment of your own security. No, not that, and definitely not putting money, being foolish with your money in terms of just, okay, now I'm just going to go out and I'm going to try cocaine for the first time and get hooked on it and blow it all off on that at some point. Not that way either. But for those with the right kind of heart and the right kind of character and the right kind of knowledge, because you can have heart and character all day long, but if you ignorant as to how to handle your bread, then you're going to lose it anyway, even if you are not recklessly foolish. You can be foolish and not be reckless. It's just you didn't know, you were naive, you got caught up, and it happened, and somebody got you or talked you into this or said invest in this or whatever, and you thought it was a good idea. Because smart money people will always tell you that you have to do the best you can to make your money work for you, and I do agree with that, but it's also a gamble in certain situations that you have to be prepared to say, okay, well, you know what, I might take a L, even with research, even with doing your due diligence and dotting your I's and crossing your T's. You can still take a loss, but there's just so many things. Money is not evil. Money is not evil. Money is just an inanimate object. An inanimate thing is what we do with it that determines how it's viewed. But really, it shouldn't be viewed. It should be determining how we are viewed. It's like, hey man, that was dumb. Or hey man, yeah, that was a good move. That was a good move that you did. Sometimes, at times when you don't have money, you think about, well, I can't speak for y'all, but sometimes there have been times where I said, well, if I had this, I'd do that, man, I would do this. But, because you see people suffering. And when you see people suffering, and you care about the suffering of people bothers you, when the suffering of people bothers you, um, what bothers you just as much as the suffering of the people is when you can't do nothing about it. And I'm not talking about being able to heal anybody from a sickness, because you may not be a doctor, you may not be a healer, but you may be able to finance the treatment. You may be able to finance somebody getting an opportunity to go to this school or whatever it is they might need. You may be able to finance or take care of somebody who is in a bad way financially, who legitimately needs it. Legitimately needs it. And you can come through and ride in on the black horse and save them. So those are some of the things that we have to take in consideration for those of us who feel like we just supposed to be around here poor and broke, because a lot of teaching has been spread around throughout the years that tries to instill that thought where it's wrong if you're financially, if you're wealthy and rich and you have money and you're wrong, or no, it's not what you have, it's what you do with what you have. It's about the character that you display when you have what you have. How are you towards towards people when you are up? That's the big key. How much humility do you display in times of your own prosperity? Because we know how humble people can get when they down. When you down, when people are down, you will be surprised how much humility they show. And then some of those same people, when they get back up, they forgot all about where they once was. So it's about what you do with it. So I look at the fact that a lot of these powers around the world, whether they be individuals, whether they be nations, whether they be whoever you can think about, there are people who have billions of dollars. And when I say billions, I'm not talking about, okay, well, he's worth 2.3 billion. That's a lot of money. But, there are people who are worth 80 billion, 100 billion, 130 billion dollars. And they are constantly still trying to accumulate more money. Now think about that for a minute. If you have $100 billion, unless you just crash out in a record-breaking type of way, there's no way that you would ever run through all that money in your lifetime. That shouldn't be a way that the most foolish of people would run through that amount of money in a lifetime. But yet they're still trying to figure out ways to make more. We should adopt that same mindset. Now, I'm not speaking on the means by which they may get their money. Hey, that's a whole other video. But the mindset, the drive, the grind, the determination to say, okay, let's get some more. Because sometimes, we'll hit a lick. Some of y'all will hit a $100 lick and I can chill for the rest of the month. No, I don't care if it's 1,000, 10,000, 20,000. If you get that in one time and one whop, don't rest on your laurels. Keep going. Keep going. Keep trying to make more. Because we also live in a society where even if you're not being frivolous, just life and general expenses, just a regular lifestyle is always pulling on your finances. So the amounts that we think are enough to make us go, I'm good. No, you're never good. The mindset should be, I'm never good. So I love to know what y'all opinion is on this topic and what y'all think about that. And y'all can leave it in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Go check out the latest episode of the Underground Dialogue podcast, along with Legends 34 podcast, which is our sports podcast. And y'all subscribe to both channels and keep your notifications on, man. All right, it's your big brother K-Rino. I'll catch y'all later on. Peace.